we have a practical part of the support vector machine as we have discussed. So theory portion we have discussed what is a support vector machine and what are its role and application. So what is the problem? We will see by the help of the support vector machine. We will use the support vector machine model to predict the gender of the person based on the height and weight. And that is an important point we have to understand. The support vector machine is a model in the machine learning that is used to classify the data. So as per our problem, what we have to do, we have to predict the gender. It means based on the height and weight feature, we are predicting the our gender. It means we are classifying the our model properly. So from this point, let us understand the thing. And at the time of the introduction of the support vector machine, I told you support vector machine is a part of the two flavors. It's supported by the regression as well. So support vector machine is supervised and linear machine learning model, but most commonly used for solving the classification problem. And it is also referred to as the support vector classification. And the classification, what the model we will use, that is known as a support vector classifier. And support vector machine is a main part in which we have two parts. One is a support vector classifier and support vector regression, unlike the dysentery classifier and dysentery regression. So when we have the support vector machine support vector regression, so what happened? We will try to solve the problem following by the same regression approaches. So definitely we can say support vector machine also supports the kernel method. That kernel function will also use the kernel as well. So when you are using the support vector machine by using the kernel function, then such as sort of a support vector machine model is known as the kernel SVM. And why it is required? Few minutes ago we have seen it is required to read the data or transform the our non-linear information to a linear way, so we can mark the hyperplane and easiness, and that is the required. After this point, what we have to start a practical part. So as you can see over the screen, everything is written over here. There's a filtered program, so everything is written over here. So if anything is required to write, then I can write in front of you. So initially step we have to use, that is we need to import the some libraries. So I'm importing the num library and rather than the NP. So by default what I have to write? I have to write the NP. This is the point we can say. Import numpy as NP. So NP is nothing which is a user defined variable, and that is the object of the numpy library. I'm not writing this one. I'm writing the bsknp. Suppose I'm giving it's my name only. So it is applicable, of course it is also applicable. And now it is time to import some important libraries, that is under coming to the our required package part. So from the sklearn package, SVM is our library. Unlike the linear model library, by choosing the linear regression model, or we can say the polynomial parts we have discussed, or logical regression. So SVC is what? SVC is a class which is represented by the support vector classifier. And what happened? So sklearn is a package. SVM is a library under into the sklearn package. Okay, and sklearn package I can write over here properly. And SVC is a class under the SVM library. So we need to use the logistic regression library to compare. Why I'm choosing the logistic regression over here? Because I need to make this program as comparison whatever we have seen in the logistic regression, and now we will see in the support vector machine. So if we need to compare, so parallelly I'm just importing the libraries of the logistic regression to make the compare my SVM model with the logistic regression only. So from the linear model library, from the sklearn package, I'm importing the logical regression class, and that is the point. And accuracy score is an important factor, or we can say important method that is available in the matrix library from the sklearn package. We will use such method to determine the accuracy score. Now, this is a point which is known as the import the required library point. Now it is clear to all right now? These are the libraries we have imported. It is clear to all right now?
Yes, sir.
After this point, next what I am doing, I am not defining my data set in the form of the, I am not defining my data set in the form of the .csv format. So what are the various methods by which we can define the data set? There are many methods. What are those methods? By the arrays we can define, by the dictionary we can define, by the list we can define, and by the file or CSV format we can define. So whatever the option you want to pick, you can pick. It's your choice. So we have the many information, many data, many methods by which we can define our data form. So here I am defining my data with the help of the arrays form. So height and weight will be our two features, as we have seen the numerical portion, height and weight of the male and female. That part we have decided. If you remember the example of the support vector machine, we have seen the theory portion. Male and gender we have to decide. So if I'm putting the new data, so I have to decide this is a male or female. That is the point. So randomly I have taken the height and weight of the person. So X is our two-dimensional array which is used to. I can write over here for your betterment. X is a two-dimension. X is a 2D array which is used to define an independent variable, and Y is a 1D array to define dependent variable. Okay, so because based on the height and weight you will determining the gender of the person. So what happened in the X, what we will independent variable, what we can have features. So height and weight will come. But talking about the Y, so as a dependent variable, Y will keep the detail of the gender. Okay. So you can see in the X I have written the 180, 180. So this is the height and weight. So I have approximately 90 data. So if you want to add one more data, so I can add. Suppose I'm taking the one more data randomly. I'm taking. And I'm just updating its values in front of you, just 92, and this data we can represent this one, and at the last we can write this is the main total. So Y will contain the gender details and X will contain the height and weight features. Now I'm executing this code in front of you. So now this code is executed perfectly. Now it is clear to all right now. So far everything is clear, or anyone who need to ask the question, so please you can ask.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now next I am printing the what will be displayed in the X. So let me display with the help of this code. So this is the information we are able to see. This is a 20 data we have here. And now we have the Y. So Y I am also printing this one right now. So what is our next step? As we know in detail manner, when we have a data into the training and testing data, so our model will be trained by the training data only. So it is time to split the data into the two parts, one is training and testing. So I'm using the model selection library and train test split method, that is a part of the model selection library from the sklearn package I'm using. So overall you are observing over here, sklearn is a more important package to manipulate the machine learning models. Whenever we need to define any model, then sklearn package is required. So I'm writing the our old syntax as we have seen many times: X train, Y test, X test, Y test, and everything. And X and Y, I'm putting all the details. So in between, just anyone can tell me right now what the size of testing I must keep right now. Tell me what is the size of the testing I must keep. Can anyone tell me right now? 35%, 30%, 20%, 25, 40, 45. So please, you can tell me right now.
40%.
40%. Okay. So the 40% of the 20 will be the 5. Am I right? So testing size will be the 5. Yes, tell me what would be the 40% testing data I am keeping out of the 20. So it will be the 8, not a 5. Okay, it will be the 8. So let me execute this code. Let me print the training data of the height and weight. Okay, let me execute. This is printing, Y is printing. Okay, with respectively, and X text. it will have the 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and by test will contain all the data respectively. We have all these things. Now it is clear to all right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So now it's time to build the model. First we build the SVM model, and next we will build the logistic model. So next step is saying 2 years UI people are required to build the model. So we are building our support vector machine model. Okay, that is the SVM model. I can write SVM. And what is the library we have to use? We have to use the support vector classifier library. Okay, will be used now. So from the SVM package, please keep in mind, I can write over here. From the SVM package, this part we have already seen previously, but I am also repeating over here for betterment. From the SVM package, from the SVM library, from the sklearn package, we are using the SVC library, and I'm creating my variable name, that is my SVM. So I'm changing it from the SVM CLF. SVM CLF means SVM classifier, and I'm creating its object name, that is SVM classifier. So it is the object of our SVC classifier. Okay, so this is creating the objects we are doing. And now we are creating the object of the SVC class to access the various methods inside the SVC class. And now I'm fitting my models. I'm fitting my models towards the X-train data and Y-train data. And after executing this code, my machine learning model SVM, that is a machine, this model will be created. This model will be created. So now I can write over here. Now SVM model is fit using the will be fit is a better idea. So I can write sentence is now is built using the training data set. Okay, now as a model is built using the training data set. So this simple syntax I am taking right now, and now let me execute this code. Now I'm executing this code. Now I got a message. Now SVM model is built using the training data set. Now it is clear. Just like the model we want to. In this SVC class, we are not passing any kernel function. So when we have any data set which depicted by the form of the non-linear way, so at a time we have to pass the kernel function. But if we are not passing the kernel function, so by default it assume we are using the RVF. Okay, so RVF is a radial basis function, will be passed automatically. So it is optional if you are passing or not passing. So if we have our data in form of non-linear way, so implicitly RVF will change the data into the linear way. That is only way. So hyperplane can be established internally by our support vector machine, and that is important point. Now it is clear to all right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And unlike the logic regression model we have seen the previously, so from the linear model library, we have the sklearn package. We are importing the logic regression class, and we have to clear, and we have to use, or we have to define the logistic classifier objects from the logic regression class we have to use, and same with the above such object we have to fit our model. So now logistic model is built using the training data set, and training data set we will use the same as we have passed with the vector machine. So this part we have already done previously, so this is I'm executing in front of you. Now we got a message. Now logistic regression model is built using the training data set. So for what we have discussed, that is a very important point in the practical part. We have done so far import the libraries. We have imported library. Yes, of course we have done. Prepare the data set using the arrays. Of course we have done. Okay. And display the data set into training data set. Of course we have done. And we have built the model SVM logic regression. Of course we have done. So I'm executing this code right now. Okay. So what is the next step? Next step is saying to us, you need to predict the model. So your model should be predicted. So first, what we have to predict our model. So model can be predicted by our existing data, so we will get the predicted values. So prediction will be done. Prediction is required to predict a model. So if you have a X-text, so X-text is our original text or actual testing data values which will contain the height and weight, and with respect to that one we have to predict our model what we can get. So I'm giving the variable name by prediction SVM. It means by choosing the SVM model objects we can predict the our values based on the testing data. So what we are doing, we are predicting the model by using the testing data set. And next we have the by prediction logics. So what we have this variable log CLF. So with the logistic regression classifier, we have to do the prediction. So I'm choosing I'm creating two different variables. One is a by prediction SVM, by prediction logarithm. Log, it means not logarithm, logistic. So I'm using the prediction value of the supervector machine and logistic regression. And I will print all these values to determine which is the actual values. So actual values of the by, we have the by test, and what is the y value, what is the prediction of the male and female. So this by prediction will contain the value of the male and female toward the original. So let me execute this code, and now let me print this code. Next print. Yeah. So actual values of the testing data, we have the female, male, male, female, 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 female. But by the SVM, I'm getting the male, 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 and that is the value from the SVM. That is a support vector machine model I'm getting. And from the logic regression, I'm getting the male, 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 female, and some values over here. So if I compare this actual values and predicted values of the SVM and logic regression, we have to determine our model is not accurate 100%, but what is the accuracy? So accuracy, we will see. So this is the actual value we have got it right now. Okay. So this is the point. So our you can see here approx female, this SVM. Okay, this one values is not matching. Second value is matching. Of course, second value. Third value matching. Third value is matching, and fourth one is not matching. So only 3 values are matching over here out of the 8. Okay. In the SVM, out of the 8, 3 values are matching. Okay. In the logic regression, we are matching the 1, 2, 3, 4 values. So 4 values are matching in the logic regression. It means logic regression will be better than the support vector machine. But this is the thing we can see when we have the 8 or 10 data only in the testing form. But when we have the 1000 data, then how we can determine what is our objective? That is the point. So what is our point? What is the accuracy? So from this point, we have to understand the thing properly. So student asked me a question, sir, before evaluating the model, model evaluation means to determine the performance of the model. It is better idea. So if I'm inserting the new data of the height and weight, then can we predict the gender of the person? I told to him, yes, it is possible. So with the help of the support vector machines classifier objects, I need to predict the person height, whose height is 180 and whose weight is 90. In the SVM, I'm storing such predicted values, new predicted values into the Y prediction SVM new, and in the Y prediction new log, what I'm predicting, I'm just determining the logistic regressions model is giving the predicted values of the persons in from the gender by choosing the same value. So I have to change some values over it. That is 180 should be 180, and this should be the 90. So same parameter I'm passing to my both different model and to determine which model is giving the accurate result. So 180 and 90. So this is a tentative data I'm giving. So let us check what is the prediction is giving by the logistic regression model and SVM model. So both models are giving the same, that is the person is male. But I'm changing something in front of you. Suppose I'm giving the person height is 185 and weight I'm giving the 70, and same I'm giving over here 185 and height I'm giving this one. So now I'm getting also the same output. So that my prediction is approx both model are giving the prediction. Right or wrong, we can't say right now because I'm just giving the new input data. So this is my prediction. So the person whose height is 185 or 70 kg weight, so he would be the male. So this model is giving this one. From this perspective, we can't say which model is better. Which model is better. So without evaluating the model, without analyzing the model, we can't say this model gives us a better result. This is only the limit amount data we can say. But when we have the huge volume of data, then we can get the prediction in correct way. Now that is the only meaning. Yes, tell me right now. Any clear? Any doubt so far? Everything is clear. Till now, any doubt?
No, sir, understood.
Okay. So model evaluation is coming over here. So what is the model evaluation? Or model evaluation means we have to determine the accuracy. So from the accuracy score methods or live class under the matrix library we can do. So right now I am just using the predefined function of the accuracy score. So I'm just executing this code. So what I have to pass? So log accuracy is my variable name and assume accuracy is my variable name, and I'm using the accuracy score method in which I have to pass. So what is the value, that is the predicted value I have in the logic regression, that is followed by the by prediction log. By prediction log, this one. In step number 4, just please see. In the step number 4, we have used the predicted values of our logic regression model and SB model. So now I am choosing this one. And by test is the actual values. So predicted values of the LR model means logic regression model, and actual values I am passing over here. Same, I am passing the support vector machines model, predicted values and actual values. And now I am passing over here and I am multiplying the 100. Why? Because I need to get the accuracy in the out of the 100. So accuracy score will return the value between the 0 and 1 only. So that's why I have to multiply the 100 only. Now let me execute this code. Now you can see logic regression model is giving the accuracy 37.5%, while support vector machine model is giving the 25% accuracy. This is the point. So what you are observing, logic regression is better than the support vector machine. That is only meaning. Now it is clear to all right now? Yes, tell me, is it clear to all right now?
Yes, sir.
So
Excuse
why?
me,
Yes, tell me.
so what will happen if we will swap the white test and white thread log? Position
Okay,
in
yeah,
white test.
okay, I can understand this point right now. No issue. Whatever you want to do, you can update. Yes. Whatever you want to do, okay, in front of you, I can update. You have been to seated. And let me execute this code in front of you once again in front of you. We are getting the same values. I'm executing once again. We are getting same values. Nothing is changed. It doesn't mean what is the value you are passing as a actual values or what is the predicted value you are passing. It doesn't mean. But after this accuracy score this inaccuracy score method, implicitly these two parameters will be used to interpret the values. So nothing will be changed. Now we are getting the same values. Now clear?
Yes, sir.
It doesn't mean what the order you are getting. It doesn't mean. So what is the main drawback of the SVM so far we are getting over here? There could be one reason. SVM is giving the minimum, or we can say the less accuracy than the logic regression, because what happened, we have a limited amount of the data, and due to this limited amount of data we can't get the better result. So now 25% only accuracy you are getting. So this is a very poor accuracy we are getting because we have very limited amount of data. So what happened, when we have the limited amount of data, so our margin or hyperplane we are plotting, that is not a good, or that is not optimal hyperplane we are not using. So we have a bad margin right now. So that is the only reason. But when we have the huge volume of data, I worked on the 1,000 data, so I found accuracy score we are getting the 86%. But logic regression providing the accuracy 92%. So what happened? Logic regression will be always better than the other classification model. That is the point. So I'm remembering an example. We have an example in which logic regression and other classification model are used. And after that, what happened? Logic regression always gives us a better result or a high accuracy. So very frankly speaking, in the machine learning model, logic regression is the better model that provides the high accuracy, and that is a way. But depend on the things, depend on the data type, we have to do things. So logic regression always supports the, always gives the better or high accuracy. That is the point you have to keep in mind. Now come to the point, next point that is more important, confusion matrix. So this was the theory portion I told you, confusion matrix. So student asked me, sir, what is confusion matrix? Confusion matrix is a tabular representation in which we have our 4 important parameters we have to use: true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. Okay. So let us execute this code. So what is the point I can pass? From the matrix library, I have to import the confusion matrix class or method as we have used in the accuracy score part. So I'm printing the message confusion matrix of the logic regression. I'm just using the dotted line over here, and CMLog. CMLog is the name of the variable that is used to define the value of the confusion matrix of the logic regression. So I have to pass the 2 parameters: testing value, actual value, and predicted value of the logarithm, and nothing else. I'm printing the CMLog. Same I'm doing with the support vector machine. So I can write over here. Same I'm doing with the vector machine. Okay. Now I'm choosing its variable name cm underscore svm, and I'm passing the its actual values, and that is the testing values and predicted values of the support vector machine. I'm printing the cm svm, and let me show the proof what we are getting. Now this is the value we are getting. Now it is clear to all right now what we are getting. Just tell me anyone who need to ask any doubt. So we are getting the yes, tell me. Now it is clear. We got the confusion matrix of logic regression and support vector machine. Now it is clear.
Yes, sir.
That is the only point. So can anyone tell me right now what is the value of the true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative in the logic regression, or anyone? Just tell me.
The true negative value in logistic regression, true negative is equal to 1. Then false is a false part. True negative equal to 1, and true positive is equal to 2. Then yes, sir. Then false negative is equal to 0, and false positive is equal to 5.
Okay, I'm just writing. You're telling me 1 is a true negative and 2 is a false true positive.
True positive, sir.
True positive.
Then, 0 is false positive.
Okay, good.
And 5 is false negative. False
negative. Yeah, okay, yes. Got it. You are on the right track. You are getting the absolute right values. Can you tell me right now how did you get this value?
Sir, the matrix means first one is true means negative, and second one is positive. Similarly, in column, the first one is negative and second one is positive. If negative and negative means the first row and first column both have the same value, there is negative and negative, then it is true negative. And in the first column, if the first column is negative, but no sir, the first row is negative and the second column is positive, means we have actual value is negative but the predicted value is positive. So it's false. What's that? The actual value is negative, but the predicted value is positive, sir. So it's false positive, sir. Yeah.
That's a great answer. Yeah, that's right. You're on the right track. Yeah, got it. So 2 is about true positive, and 0 is the false positive, and 0 is the false negative, and 1 is a true negative. See, here we don't need to calculate all these values. In the libraries, we have all the things. But how we are getting all these things, that is required to understand. So for explaining purpose over here, just for proving my thing. So I'm just explaining this thing. So what happened? We can represent our detail like this one. So I'm depicting my confusion matrix like this one. Just 0 0. So that is a true negative. 0 1 false positive, and 1 0 so false negative, and 1 1 true positive. So if I'm putting this information, true positive and true negative, I'm putting, so what I'm putting, 1 true positive, that would be the 2, and true negative will be the 1, and total I can put over here, that would be 8. Okay, so if I'm writing the 3 divided by 8, 3 divided by 8. Okay. So what is the value I'm getting? What is the value I'm getting? Just can anyone tell me right now? 3 divided by 8 if I'm doing, so what is the value I'm getting? 0.375. Okay, that is only 7. It means we are getting the 37.5% accuracy. Same value we got it in the above side. Just look at the logic regression, we are getting the 37.5. So in the Python programming, there is a beauty we have. We don't need to calculate it separately. We don't need to use all the things. We can get all this value with a simple way, and that is the thing. But if you want to calculate manually in the examination time or in the numerical portion, then how you can calculate it? That is the point you have to understand. So this is the proof. And in the SVM, what we can get? 8 will be here. And what is the formula of the SVM? What is the formula of the SVM? This SVM. So then accuracy. So true positive and true negative. So true negative, this will be the true positive and true negatives. What is the true positive, true negative in the SVM? What we are getting? True positive, we are getting the 2 only.
And true negative 0.
0. So 2 by 4, that is the 1 by 4. I can write over here. 1 by 4 will be the 0.25. It means 25% accuracy. So this is a way, and yes, you can see this accuracy we got by accuracy method, that is 25%. So this is a proof. This is a proof. I'm showing the everything with the proof. It is also possible. Yes, of course we got it. Now it is clear to right now. Is it clear so far what we have done? And how we are getting the value of the accuracy in our true by the using confusion matrix. So no need to define the confusion matrix every time. Just use the simple way, just use the accuracy score function by which we can get. But if you want to use the confusion matrix, then you can display. So it is an optional thing. But what is the thing we are getting and how we can understand? Now it is clear to all right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. And now this is the point. Here we have an interesting point right now. If you want to print the classification report of the classification model, I have one observed. Sir, I want to print the display the accuracy of the model. I want to print the precision, recall, and F1 score value. Then can we call the again all the methods? No. It is better idea to use the classification report method that is come into the matrix library, and here we need to pass the testing data and actual data. So we are working on the testing data to predict to decide the to evaluate the model. So evaluation of the model will be done on the actual data and actual testing data and predicted testing data. So I'm passing these two parameters by choosing the classification report only. So this will display what it will display. First statement or first syntax will display the classification report of the logistic regression. Okay, and second will display the classification report of the SVM. And let me execute this code and I will show the proof. Now just see logistic regression first. So percent we are getting the 100%, recall we are getting the 0.17%, and F1 score we are getting 29%, and accuracy was the 38%, 37.5, it is close to the 38. Now it is clear? Everything we are getting in front of you. And weighted average, macro average we are getting, so everything we are getting. Now it is clear? So no need to calculate everything separately. We can use classification report by which we can easily see. Now it is clear to all right now? And total element, what we are using total element 8. Okay. And then the accuracy score we are getting the 25 in the superconductor machine, so we are getting the everything. But F1 score we are getting the 0. Why? Because precision recall are also 0 of the female category, so we are getting the 0. Because when we have the precision 0 and recall or precision, any one of the value becomes 0. So our answer will be the 0 in the F1 score. Because what is the formula? F1 score 2 into precision into recall divided by the precision plus recall. And that is the formula. So when one value becomes a 0, automatically your F1 score will be the 0. Now this is a classification report you can use. So no need to use no need to calculate the separately recall and score. But for practice purpose, you can calculate manually, and it's your choice. By the programming way, you can calculate. Now it is clear to all right now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. And next, I'm creating a temporary variable to just print only the message only. So my classifier is the name of the variable, and I'm just using the 2-dimension variable. In this 2-dimension variable, I'm passing the first parameter as logic duration and other parameter is support vector classifier. And by choosing the BSKNP, I have created the BSKNP object of the NumPy libraries, as you can see above, this above. See, this is the BSKNP. So from the NumPy library, I have created the BSKNP object. So by choosing that one, by choosing the array method, I'm just passing these two parameters, log accuracy score and SVM accuracy. So this is I'm passing the two values. I'm passing the two values in the array method by choosing the BSKNP object, that is object of the NumPy libraries. So array is a method of the NumPy libraries. This is the point you have to understand. So the accuracy score and the SVM accuracy contain the accuracy score values. Okay. Yes, that's it. And I'm choosing the argmax function, and this argx method is a method which returns the maximum value of the array's values. So from this object, I'm passing a parameter argmax. So I'm passing this parameter, and here I'm passing what I'm passing. I'm passing the array values, which is keep the value of the accuracy score of the logicalization and SVM. So I'm passing the array. So what is our array variable name? My accuracy. Okay. And max accuracy will return the value, that is the values. And this will return the value of the, we can say this will return the maximum accuracy score. Let me just over here. Can we print this values right now? So print my accuracy, what it will contain, and let me print the one more thing. Print max accuracy, and with the help of the my classifier, that is a variable name of the 2D form which contain the our 1D form which contain the logic regression support vector machine. So if I'm passing this value, so with respect to that one, will return something. So it will return the better classify the message only. And let me execute this code. See this. If I'm printing the my accuracy, so I'm getting the accuracy values of the 0.375 and 0.25 of the logistic and support vector machine. And if I'm printing the maximum accuracy, so it will return what? It will return the not maximum value, it will return the index values actually. Let me write correctly. It will return the index value from the array's values. Okay. So maximum accuracy, which is holding by the 0 index. So it will return the not max. I think I must keep the index. I can say write this index values, index of the accuracy, and I must print this one. So everything will be correct. I got the index, and with respect to the index, so 0. So 0 will representing the logic regression, and 1 will represented by the support vector classifier. So I will get the message. Logistic regression is better than the better classifier for this problem due to the high accuracy. So logic regression will contain high accuracy. Now this is every example. So this was the simple practical of the support vector machine along with the logic regression to see which is the better accuracy, which is a better logistic regression or support vector, which is the classification model is better. That is the part.